How you gonna work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Into the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew. Heavily into the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled. Remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in a rock, but you got us hot for working on the block.
By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media planned it. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more times in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool.
Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud?
Ancient Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class, partner? Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yeah, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max P production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top. And conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. See, we first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days. And we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine, hopefully they change yours. To pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. Is anybody there? Is there love out there? Is there love out there? It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. Is death a mistake because somebody lied? And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry that he killed another youth? I truly doubt it. That's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough. We should demand and show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all do? Being that I feel like I'm a slave, maybe slave. Yo, man, you made a serious mistake, babe. But how you handle me, homie. Slave to the system. Yeah, sound like a winner right there. Come on, come on. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Hold up a minute, fam, let me ask you this. Did your last promotion offer you an ass to kiss? Hashtag for this. I know a better way in many, honestly. Wonder why you bastard shit. Your heart's got to be right to make it from here. For animosity and hate, you can place it here. No time for pity. We partying all the way. No time to be the victim. We got a call to take. Keep it square and watch God fall the fake. A linebacker reads well before they call the play. Hoping you all would say. Hoping we all would pray. Invest a little bit of time in a taller day. Forget the ball and play. We got stakes in Israel with much more beef than the shark can say. Now that's the scholar's way. No lust for the cause of throwbacks. In fact, give them all away. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. A slave to the system, then I broke free. Although I may not be with, I wanna see my folk free. Inside my soul is a deep bows and little Urkels, and need no brown types with no remorse. If you hurt you, many I'll take you. Plotting schemes for your paycheck. And no, I'm not a snitch just because I come and say that. Look, dude, I don't play that. When my boy G-Lo was killed, you know you saw me on the news. If you choose to look way back, so stay back. I'm militant like Osama. Intelligent like Obama. And you can actually
that big. I'm big, but
under the permission of the author of life. When I was younger, I would do what a dog would tend to do. And if you got the last lick, quickly remember you.
Yo, what's good? Lord, Herbo. 7 grams. Oh, stop. What's going on, bro? So early, I wanted to talk about something. Grow up, and come back out right and read. Hey, caught me a nap. Open the window and the heat came, man. It felt so good. I was like, you know me, I had to dream walk a little. Like, these things have grown on me. Well, I liked them in the beginning, but I mean, when you listen, I like when individuals have a talent, and a hook ain't always the same. You know, that little 3, 4, 5 phrase thing. That's something they created too.
It's only talking about.
Let me say something about a hook. You know what a hook means? You catch a fish, you catch something, you bait something. That's all it is. We don't need no damn hooks. They knew a hook would subliminally subject the people. Go back and listen to some of these damn new age musics and some of the mumbling and all the other goofy stuff that they indoctrinated and people actually liked. This is how they was able to transcribe and transition it to another form where you see the perversions now. You know what I'm saying? So a hook, you don't need a hook if you have fluid and you can tell a story. See, we were storytellers. Even in the pain, when we created hip hop, no Puerto Ricans, no Haitian Jamaicans, we didn't see that. It was us though. We created it on the basketball courts, up rocking and doing a little, like, you can see it going back to video footage from 1920 and even the 18. Well, no. 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 Man, yeah, no. Who you talking to? Who you back talking? Huh? Well, you too. What's up? You got it? Did you get it? Anyway, yeah, we created it. Nobody else created it. Let me see. Where's that? Where? Oh. He must have continued to play, y'all. Not live. Hold on, Papa. All right. Anyway, like I said, we created it. I don't care what some fake ass wannabe Jamaican Busta Rhymes says. You know, that's what happens when you get up there and you put to the task of something, or you're around idiots who don't know nothing, and all they want to do is party. You know, P. Diddy kind of party. It's mind-boggling. You know, I read about this guy, Franklin Pierce, who became a president. He was a Democrat, right? And a lot of people aren't aware, and this is what I was looking when I was dreamwalking. I had to go and see some things, right? And people always ask about the Manifest Destiny. No, I got the book and the PDF. Just pull it up if you want. And it's funny because he was a staunch believer, and you know, when he took office in 1853, which nobody really ever discusses, you know, this is the way it is. And I don't even care to look at the picture, because the Pierce Morgan and the history they're sharing with you is a complete fraud. Now, the individual statements, as far as statements, and the state that they were soon to create around, well, most of the states you see now were created in the 1900s. Are y'all aware of that? I mean, Nigeria didn't become a place until 1961. It didn't exist. Are y'all aware of that? And the majority of our people, mixing with some of the other ones from other, created that. Millions of our people, millions. Not 100 and 1,000, millions of our people from here went over there. All right, so this is what they say Franklin Pierce looks like. Okay, whatever. Okay, but it's the story they give you. If you want to go and pick up the book by I believe Michael P. Holt, you can go and pick that up. But who was he? He was part of that part that would destroy our land as far as the South. Coming off a boat. When they give a history of this individual, you can pull up his bio, where they state he was born, which is pure malarkey. Like I said, set foot on this land as a youngling. When you're dealing with like people like the Mi'kmaq, the Wampanoag, it's funny because you got these Mongols around that time still living in teepees and stuff, right? Oh, I just want you to hear me out. Franklin Pierce didn't recognize the Mi'kmaq or any other of the tribes because we were stone masons, masonry, stone cutters, and shoemakers and barbers. When I'm talking about Pale-skins, I ain't talking about the Ket people, who, by way of Alaska, they brought, because there wasn't that many of them. They were still fighting us, who were in the millions. When we eradicate, they just started to change our names. When Walter Plecker came along, it was solidified. Because you got to remember what I stated about the so-called racists who was deep in our stuff. Albert Pike brought a peace treaty because we were tearing everything up. Me and my people, my father's people, and his other side, his brother's people, the Choctaw and the Chickasaw. We were tearing it up, beating up everybody because who they were siding with, who would actually literally be the downfall of us. You know, the Anahuia, the ones they call Cherokee, because I got to remember my parents and the Wolf Clan. My father's side of the Chickasaws from the Raccoon Clan and the Wolf Clan. We were whooping our Cherokee. My uncle Gary, the one who was 83 in Detroit, he knew him well because he says when he met my father in Chickasaw, the first thing my uncles did, both of them, was jumped on my father. Because it's still seen about what the Chickasaw did to the Anahuia. Well, they wanted to sit there and side with the so-called English Dutch. So they had the butts handed to them because they were the ones that betrayed us. They were actually one-on-one people. Don't believe in the fake history that they keep telling. It's all a lie, the way they've laid it out. But if we would have, because I told you we were the shoemakers before these individuals became the keeblers, cobblers. Oh yeah, we taught them. Taught them our ways. That's when they opened, before they started sacking with other melanated, ignorant individuals. Because they had to have people look like us, come in, make friends, because our history was still fresh about the good old world before all the destruction. So we would assimilate and assume and take them in. You know the harlot, crying wolf. They're trying to kill me. Come on in, come on in. We know of thee. Well, you want to destroy a place, you start from the inside. You murder their leaders. You kill off some of their heirs. And you assume their identities. Land grabs wasn't only just about land. It was also our identities because they had to be kept up because there were still certain entities around. Mongols, I hope you would speak on here, and you pale skins that call yourselves natives. You weren't shoemakers. You weren't masons or stonecutters. Otherwise, you'd been working on the Franklin House, which is now called the fake White House. I don't even respect that name. Okay? The Capitol, any of it. You didn't rebuild none of it. Some of the old mansions, they call mansions, which weren't mansions, our homes. We didn't live in squalor, walking around with tatted clothes until the prison indoctrination and the crazy wars where they were murdering our people who were still not going through the healing of the crystals and the organs and the bells to stave off the vial that was later on around the 1900s come onto this land. So I had to go and pull out a couple of individuals. So I said, Franklin Pierce would be a good one to discuss. So I would love to see some pictures pulled up because he said, I don't recognize the Micmac. I'd as soon as call them colored because they don't live in teepees. Because he was also part of that new age to indoctrinate and change the direction. I would love to hear somebody come and debate me. Have somebody debate me. I really would. Especially when you African motherfuckers. When you African American ones. I would let you just Google all day long and just smite down your sources of information with quick ease. I really would. Invitation is open. You can talk as silver and slick as you want. Not only am I an artist, a fluent one, whether it's Van Gogh, Salvador Dali, or whoever. Not only have I painted many of the pictures and with questions of, did you take a picture? And knowing the history, Othello, Shakespeare, Bach, Beethoven, because a lot of people know when I ride around, I listen to what's considered Slavic, Dutch, German music, symphonies, well, it doesn't matter. Because see, all this is going to be nipped in the butt, and many of them will be crying, what was only going by what we was taught. Shut up, because you didn't learn nothing, even by what you're spewing. Because if anybody had sense, they would already know who Marcus Garvey worked with, what he was doing, and what he was up to. All the intel was out. Disclosure never had to be closed. He failed and died at 38, 40 years old, whatever. In the UK, an apartment with hardly no furniture, his penance, his punishment, because he sold his soul and he didn't meet the standards. Now, Haile Selassie, well, because of what we did and we taught, they were able to protect his old rackety ass where he died at 80-something years old, but again, without anything. Working for the very same individuals. Even met up with Margaret Sanger. No, nobody want to come and have that conversation with me. Not at all. They don't want to have that debate either. See, there's an old funky power that exists. And there's a lot of things teetering with it. I would like for y'all to pull that stuff. I know it's not here. I just wanted to show y'all a picture. That information is not here. This is known information. Okay? And this is factual information what I'm putting out there. All right? Facts. And so what did he call the people around there? Because it was simplistic to the land grab, which he was a part of. Y'all know what order he belonged to? Was a Rosicrucian? What order did he belong to? How many of y'all know what a star fort? A star fort. Let me see if I can pull this up. I got to type it. Excuse me. Let me see if I can pull it up. Y'all gonna love this. I know people say, no, Red, there's no way in the world. Yeah, whatever, man. I don't care about all that. But y'all need to understand the different frequencies out there and their purpose. And the reason why we are so full of harmony. And though the enemy did their best to rewrite history and paint all these fake pictures, they cannot do this. That's why we do it. They couldn't have done nothing. Imagine if we didn't invent the things we invented. Where do you think they'd be right now? Still digging up, reverse engineering. You don't believe me? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you some things. Star fort, so-called stars. And I want you to have a clear picture of understanding of what you're inside and how you should be carrying yourself. Because it seems like they have lied so well. And the hardest thing to do is pull away and detract from the lie. So, they will say sound impacts the water, blah, blah, blah. Well, what does it do? Create a ripple. What is a ripple? Based upon a frequency, okay? We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to be all complicated and go all ballistic over here. So the star forts, what were they designed upon? If there was free energy, wouldn't it be the source of energy around you? So if you look at the Vatican and all these, the fake Vatican, I hate calling it that. There's another name for it, and we're not here that, and you're not there yet. But everywhere you look, Ellis Island with the statue, so-called Liberty, which that is not what it is. And most of the so-called fictional states, because they want to say 13 colonies, which is bullshit. We weren't part of no colony. That was their marginalized line for the narrative of 13, a number, to cast a spell. There was no such thing as no 13 goddamn colonies. All made up. So when you look at Chicago, you look at San Francisco and everywhere we had the Capitol buildings and the waters that all preceded them. If you look at the ground building, and you can go to those pictures and pull them, as I stated before, you can always see a star fort not too far away. What do the star forts represent? Whether you want to sit there and look at the dragon, the lotus flower, or whatever, always a frequency, a sound. Sometimes you would see star fort inside a star fort inside a star fort, and what would you get? This ambiance, this place of oblivion, the Pentagon. All right, what is it really built on? Why do people want to talk about molecular structure, but when they don't want to speak on the fact of it being a molecule, that is frequency of water. We know that the word is not water. We know it's kano, and it has nothing to do with the liquid of life. All right. For those of you who actually know the true language of this land, at least the existence of the idea and the narrative that paints the picture, a universe. Are you not that? For another frequency of water. Is it freezing? Is it smoldering, or is it becoming something other than that? Dude. Planet, a star. As above, as below. So means as it is stated or written by somebody else. Snowflake is water, right? So is that snow falling through the sky, or is that a frequency because of what they've done? Because that is not what you're getting now. A reminder. How about this one? What planet would you think that is? Fake ass planet. And one of my favorites. This is literally the same as in sand on a blackened top or water at a certain level. What sound are we talking about? What sound do people think is being discussed here? Like 528 hertz? Would you think that, right? Why is there nobody really, we want to get into gematria, this, that, and other, and that's stuff, that's for advanced. But when you want to get into 432 hertz, cymatics, experiment, 528 hertz, and all that stuff, sound vibrations, how it, what is it, the Masuro Muto, you know what I'm saying? Stay away from the 440 hertz. Y'all know about that, right? The 440 is a colloquial of, I believe that's what they're using to, as far as the CERN and all those other things, to get to somewhere else. So remember I was talking about erratic. So I want to show you the difference. See, 440 hertz, A 440 hertz and A 432 hertz almost looks alike, right? And they would tell you it's no difference because it's at 8 hertz. We're talking about 7.83 hertz, right? So it looks the same, but if you really if you look really, really close, you'll know that they are different. One, there is more order. And the other, it's almost as if it's fractured. Who remembers Iron Man and his little machine that talks to him? Do you remember when they built the Iron Man suits and that one, what was it called? One to live? It wanted to be Ultron. What did it do? It attacked his program, his AI. You dig what I'm saying? Then what happened? It looked the same, but they could see so much more because it had become advanced. It had stepped away from its natural order of the protector and the thing that served. Right? And what did it do? It wanted to destroy that which it came from once it learned. Did it really learn, or did it know the difference, or have a compilation between this fight between what it perceived as good and bad, taking on bad, the moniker of chaos to destroy, to make good, when there was really nothing bad other than the things that it was actually built and equipped for? The same thing there. So y'all can pull up the difference. You can pull that chart up, and there's many different ones that you can actually look at. And I would advise you to really, really look at it, so you can know that, not just see, but know the difference. So there are people that walk among you. They're like the 440 hertz while you're attempting to move in the 432. And they're on the same plane because you can't pick them up. That's why you need other sounds, acoustics, to be able to pull them out. And they've used those acoustics to manipulate and change the way you think. But first it started with visuals. And then the words. The visuals is death, preceded by this is who you are. And then later on, because of the redirection and refocus, another way to capture as many of that light and distort that light. Ergo, you get the ditties and everything else. And I just thought it was important that I come on and share this. Didn't want to be on a long time because I want to run out post office, see if the Lions man came, and get back up in here because I want to get in the sun. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to do some walking. All right. And then we'll get into our read. I took a little doze and I was like, boom, dude, I gotta give y'all another little bit of tea. I know I've talked about hertz and frequencies and all that before, but there's more than enough information out there for you to stir the pot. And a lot of you aren't doing that. Now, Snoo, she pulled up all kind of information. She jumps in like a rabbit, jumping out of a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about it. But anyway, I would love to see y'all all of you, pull up so much more and actually discuss it. Now, what's surprising is a lot of y'all comment. Do you know that I respond? I respond to your comments. So if you go to comments, mentions, or you go back to some of the videos, and you'll sometimes see I'll like and put and I hit a heart and give it a heart. Or I'll say you right or whatever, exceedingly so or exactly. Okay? I do my best. If I don't understand your question or you're making a statement or something, and it don't ring a bell, I don't do nothing. So it doesn't mean I go without. And then I go to some of your pages to see. Because I see comments and mentions, and that means that you mentioned me in a video, you commented on something, or you shared. I stay on it. I am more involved with YouTube than I am with any other platform. Now, I told them on TikTok I was going over there and speak on some things because it seems like every time we got these little pan-Afro-eyes come over and talk, I go and do what I do and say and comment on that stuff, and all of a sudden they disappear. These little feds. It's a pathetic and disturbing thing to see so-called melanated folks. But you got to remember, just because they dark skin, all skin folk ain't kin folk. And that's something you need to know. Wear it with pride, okay? But don't falsely go making accusations without being solid in your notification of self compared to that was outside of you, to go ahead and start spewing rhetoric and then have to put yourself in a fighting stance, which is not only undesirable, Durham doctor, yeah, okay, not required. So where you practice a little more of staying out your feelings and emotions, all right? So I appreciate you guys taking the time. They're still having a hard issue mitigating how to stop blocking. And it's not because my stuff is not being effective. I actually looked and I was like, oh, it's right. It's one of the first ones. So that means that was the first thing came up, not because I'm watching. So it shows that some people this is like a hard pill to swallow. This is not no blue and red pill. It's not a green pill or any other pill. This is take a damn sip of air. Hold that. Let all the carbon bill out and then exhale until you feel like you're about to pass out. Now take a good deep breath of some of that halfway decent oxygen besides all this other stuff and do that about 10 to 20, maybe 30 times. And then have a gander, okay? Lloyd, Ocelot, Delusions, Marcus, Herbo, not y'all. What's going on, beloveds? Scott came in the house. Oh, hey, Scott, what's going on, beloved? I didn't see it. It's good to see you guys. 7 grams, I got you already. I hope that some of that made sense. Oh, Lloyd, there going to brother. There you go. That's it. Oh, you have the radial engine. Man, that's why 2, 3, 4 eyes are always better than 1. Trust me. Okay, I don't like saying trust me. Yeah, well, we created those. Rotary. That's radial. It's the rotary. Even for the helicopter. The one's this way and one's that way. You already know, beloved, what's happening. I love to see when people throw information up, man. This is great stuff. Yeah, well, I love the delusion of humanity. I think a homo system. Don't! I love that. Andy brother, what's going on, beloved? Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I'm going to run out to the post office, get some of this sun in, and zip right back. And he is in the window wanting to attack a bird or two. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time. Share this. If you haven't subscribed, cool. If you don't mind, go ahead. And those who have subscribed, when you see this video, I appreciate y'all. I know it's doing the working hours. Somebody mentioned, hey, buddy, somebody mentioned Easter. Don't ever. Saturnalia, whatever it is, I don't want to hear about it. It's not to disrespect, more we give it respect. It is a confusion, complexity of redirects, misdirects, and everything else that has nothing to do with anything. Well, it has something to do with something. You better believe that. But it negates energy. Energy y'all can't afford to give. None of these things that they want to keep you stuck in. It's just like when we're sitting there saying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When you know, what do you need to have these things for? Again, Native Americans, open your mouth, because I know you're watching. There's no hate. But as far as history goes, I have books on us being the shoemakers. They had books on us being the great stone makers, the stone masters that we were. The fact that even the quarries here. So if you were living in teepees and we were building these great cities, who are you? You don't know yourself, and yet you want to pick fights with our people, and we outnumber y'all damn near 1,000, 100,000 to 1. Y'all are not too bright. It doesn't matter who's lost, who's out there fighting each other. There's more than you can even imagine. But you live in a little world of so-called fictional whiteness. That doesn't exist. It's not even real. But you're going to learn. I know some of you might have pulled it up and said, oh, wow, we were calling them light skin. Yes, very much so. But when you create self-doubt and self-hate, no guidance, no proper men to bring people to the next place, yeah. That's all the new weapon is the goofy-ass FBI going to people's houses because they stand for Palestine, as if you're supposed to be for death or murder on your fucking land. I wish one of them little young motherfuckers would come on door to ask some more retarded-ass question. You already seen me say it. And it's a fact. I don't care the delusional world you live in, or what you like, or what you care about. You motherfuckers move so goddamn stupid. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna enjoy this read this afternoon. I'm gonna take it a little longer than the usual cliffhanger, okay? And everybody's our relation. But the lies have to stop of who is what and what is who. It's got to stop. We're not tolerating that shit no more. The sisters, when you come in, brothers, you already know. All right? And I better not hear nobody talking about some kind of savior or some other goofy ass shit. I'm not denying. I'm not. You need to just learn what you need to learn, okay? Don't let them dictate what a savior is. All right? You keep looking outside of yourself. Being a victim. Chat with you all in a couple hours, man.